Sitting here watching Don Lennon. Hi, I'm DeAndre. Welcome to another commentary edition of Talking Shit. I'm sitting here watching Don Lennon go toe to toe with former prosecutor on CNN, and I really just am sort of, really confused a little bit about some of the comments that Don Lennon was making, and the idea that former federal prosecutor Sunny Holston doesn't know what she's talking about in regards to all the evidence that is needed to decide on whether or not you should be pulling a minor around like that in a classroom. When Don, I worked in education for almost 20 years, and I've never released this information about my personal life. It is totally against the law to handle a situation like that with a child. You can't do that. It's illegal. There's no need to rationalize and pontificate on anything. It is totally illegal for that man to do what he did to that child. And for Don Lennon not to know anything about physical violence and altercation expertise on when it comes to handling special needs children, children who are violent. There is a protocol and a system set in place that goes beyond Don Lennon's wannabe white-ass face. And he don't know what exists in this kind of space. He's a fucking idiot. Don Lennon doesn't know what he's talking about. Sunny is absolutely, positively, legally, and realistically correct about this. Don Lennon is a motherfucking idiot. Don Lennon needs to go work for Donald Trump. Don Lennon is full of this bullshit. He doesn't know the law. The law is very specific about your conduct with children, especially in the setting of a school. There are laws that you have to follow, practice, and implement when you're dealing with a child. That officer was not doing that. And he, like Don Lennon, is full of shit, and the lack of education in regards to these laws and procedures and policy is why we're looking at this motherfucking video. That's why this is a big deal, Don. This is why this is important, Don. This is why you're ignorant, my friend. You are a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You need to join the team of all ignorant information, which is fucking Fox News. You have no business working with CNN. You are an ass bite. You need to read certain documentation and information that caregivers and children, people who take care of kids in an educational setting, have to follow this protocol. You have to be mandated to work with kids. You cannot just go around and, quote, throw your weight around with kids. You can get in serious trouble. And I believe this officer is in serious trouble. And I believe your lack of this information should cause some serious trouble with your relationship with CNN. You're reminding me of Wayne Simmons over at Fox News, falsifying information and being full of shit. Now, Don Lennon, get your shit together and go fuck Fox News. Shout out to Sunny. You did a great job, honey.